Hello guys, and welcome back to Mystery Lake. Today we are showcasing the deck that was presented to you in the previous deck profile, which is the awesome, almighty Nuzzle March, which is basically a revised version of the Lost March that is just including an Amolga with a Nuzzle attack and with a Nuzzly gathering ability that we have seen in the deck profile, that we have known in the deck profile. And today we are going to see how does it behave against other deck, maybe most played deck. Yeah. So let's go ahead. We start with an Amolga, the Natu, and the double colorless, and the Cynthia, and the Professor Realm. So we have. It is not a bad end, of course. We're going to profess. I can foresee Professor Realm for as many. So apparently we're against the Metagross, the one that baby Metagross that uses the Steamer Assault, which is a very interesting concept, honestly. The fact that you need one Pokemon, basically to being able to use an item. Well, okay, if conceded. That way, the concept is interesting because the steamer assault that we've seen in, for example, in the Celebi Venusaur video. If you have not seen that, go and check it out. Go there, go on the channel, scroll the videos, find the Celebi Vileplume, Celebi Venusaur slash Vileplume video, and check that out. And as I was saying, the Steamer Assault allows you to get three cards, all three cards that you want, all the cards that you want, but of course three of them, in one turn, and then your turn finishes, so you cannot attack or doing anything else, which makes sense because otherwise it would be too strong. But that being said, it's also important to mention. So that's what I found interesting, that with the Metagross you can actually keep playing after using Steven Resolve, which is an amazing thing, of course, because I mean the Steven Resolve is a pretty powerful card as it is, because it gets you have three cards in your hand. So imagine what you can do when you not only you can get six cards, like three cards, the three cards that you want in your hand, but you can also keep playing. So let's go ahead and take our 3 up here because we have another Professor M which we can take the Prescriptum next turn. So I'm confident that this is not too bad. So I will use also the Nuzzly Gathering here to get myself an Emolga, so that next turn I can get myself another Emolga and use the oh no, I cannot do that. Okay. I wanted to use the Lost Blender, of course. Let's see if you can discard something to it. Nope. Altar of the Moon. Okay, never mind. We cannot use Nuzzle Gathering, we've said. I could use Pokemon Communication. Nah, no, it's fine. So I will use, again, as I said, the Professor Realm, and then later to get myself two Skiploom and another Pokemon, and then use and whatever Pokemon, it doesn't really matter. And then you go ahead and use the Lost Blender. Also, I could just take the 3 Skiploom as well. Okay, this by the way, this is a very bad matchup, as I said. As I said, so if you've talked about, if you heard me talk about this Nuzzle March or Lost March or however we want to call it, I said that it suffers a lot against this deck, against the Ultra Necrozma in particular, because of course it can deal 60 damage and basically taking KOs over every one of our Pokemon. So it's kind of a bad matchup. Now, though, however, we have 3 Jumpluff, we have 3 Skiploom, so we can get. Oh, come on, man! It's the second one. Okay, I guess we will try to find the third one. So the first two conceded pretty much immediately, without even allowing me to play a Skiploom or a Jumpluff or an Energy or anything, really. So let's hope that the third one is an actual real game, a long game, a normal game, a regular game, whatever. I, s- I f- I predict that we are not going to start. Easy prediction, no? Easy prediction. So let's see what we have. We have the Natu, Marshadow, and Doranguru. I like this. I like this. I like this because I can use the Marshadow turn 1, which is something I honestly hate. But in this case, it's not bad because we have the Oranguru. And given that we have the Oranguru, we can even allow, like, we would be good enough, even with a bad hand, with a bad draw from the Marshadow, with a bad 4 cards from the Marshadow. Because we can... Okay, he is literally the same thing, so there's no point in using the Marshadow anymore. It is an Aerodactyl or something. I think it's an Aerodactyl. So he finished, he emptied his end, which is okay, I guess. So I think I do not Marshadow here. Let's go for the Trumbic. Of course not. Sometimes I really do pretend, I do want to have something that is just not given. For example, to use the Trumbic, that is not supposed to happen. For example, like using the Trumbic and actually discarding a supporter from my opponent's end deck. We had to use the Lost Blender for another energy that we are going to shuffle back into the deck, but the whole point was to put more Pokemon into the Lost Zone. Okay, the Super Boost energy is completely useless. As of now, of course. Because we need to attach to have 2 other stage 2 Pokemon, so it's not that easy to pull off. Well, it's not even that hard, considering that we have the Jumpluff is a stage 2, so it fits perfectly. The Super Boost energy fits perfectly this day. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Professor Elm lecture. I guess I will take 2 Opip and 1 Skiploom, so that later on I can evolve the 2 Skiploom, basically. Yeah, it is an Aerodactyl. Yeah, I love the Aerodactyl. I have seen also this one being played. I'm not really sure about what it does. It needs 3 energy to attack though. Anyway, my plan is to get with the Jumpluff and not the Jumpluff, the Opip with the Professor L, Opip and 1 Skiploom, as I said. We have no more Emolgas. First of all, let's take 2 Opip and 1 Skiploom. We're going to lose the Nuzzle here. But I guess there's not a lot I can do about it. And I should not take give the energy already to the Op. I need to remember that, because then when we evolve the Skiploom, then it will discard the energy. Because with the evolution, well, the Opip to Skiploom evolution is a regular one. But the Skiploom to Jumpluff is not, meaning that there's not an actual evolution going on there, because we are basically placing the Jumpluff thanks to the Skiploom ability. But that puts put this Pokemon, so the Skiploom, and all cards attached to it in the Lost Zone, which means that if we do that, if we assign the energy and then evolve the OPP to the Skiploom and use the ability, we will put the energy to the Lost Zone as well. Whereas if we evolve first, then we can attach the energy later, and it will be attached to the Jumpluff. So we have 5 Pokemon, so we deal 100 damage, which is enough to get the KO over the Farfetch. However, we need to think farther away, because once we deal with the Farfetch, there will be the Aerodactyl to deal with, which I would argue it will be a bit more difficult. Well, it has 130 HP. Let's take the up and then take the KO with the last match. 140. We do 140. Oh yeah, I will the other. Okay, good. Trumbic is very helpful. So this guy has 130 plus 40, so 170. Which means that we need 2 more Pokemon into the lost zone, not 1. Fuck, I thought 1 was enough. And instead it will not be. But we can still good someone in or out, depending on what you think. Whether they're either the other Aerodactyl, older the Diancie. I don't see why would I do that though. Yeah, he's fighting in Pokemon. He has no fighting in Pokemon, at least at the moment. So he goes with, then we do 180 damage to take the KO. He has 170, remember, we do 140, so it's not enough. The amount of damage that we have as of now. So, let's go ahead and, okay, now we do have enough damage. Mountain Pass, oh, of course not. Of course not. But now we can use the Lost Blender over the Super Boost Energy. I mean, I kinda want to keep the Goodsman. That's why I'm saying that I kinda want to keep. Oh well, so no. Actually, we can use the Super Boost and Lost Blender the energy. It doesn't matter. But am I going to use the Goodsman now? Let's try and keep the. Let's try and keep both the energies. Get a Professor Elm, which is actually very useful. I can even use it, you know? Let me use the Oranguru first. We get the Skiplum, which is super useful. So now we have plenty of damage to take the KO over the Aerodactyl there. I mean, we can use that to take. We have no more Jump Bluff. No more Opip. It's fine, it's fine. You can just put some Nadu there in the bench, smack them into the bench and take the KO with the Jump Bluff. For 220 damage, which is a lot. Ah, Lysandre Lab would have been useful. Would have been useful to have it before. So now we should be able to attack with the Super Boost Energy with the Jump Bluff. Although, that being said, we still need to find a way, like, we need to always think further ahead, and if we lose this Jump Bluff, well, after we lose this Jump Bluff, we will not be able to attack anymore. Not right now, because we need a double colorless to attack with a nut. So, that sucks a bit, honestly. We did find the double colorless. Also, the Lysandre Labs might end up being very useful now. Well, now, maybe not. So we have no more Opip, right? We have 3 Opip here, which means that 1 is prized. Okay, fair enough. So we take the KO over the other Aerodactyl. Oh, the idea with this deck... Okay, we find the Opip, which is really good. So the idea with the Nuzzle March, however, is that so you put as many Pokemon as you can in the Lost Zone, you do a lot of damages, and you take the KO. The important thing, however, is that you need to be fast in doing so, because if by any chance you are slow, then you are not going to be able to win, because the opponent can take easily KOs, can easily take KOs over you. Can easily take KO over the Jump Bluff, over the Natu, or pretty much every other Pokemon, because they are very low wealth Pokemon, of course, because they are small Pokemon, let's say. So this means that if your opponents get KOs before you in the prize race, it's going to be ahead. Always, it's basically constantly be ahead. It's basically constantly going to be ahead, and this is of course not ideal. Because as far as the 1-for-1 prices exchange goes, the first one taking the KOs, the first one taking the first, the first one taking a prize card, taking the first prize card, will be also the first one getting to the sixth, let's say the last prize card that he needs. So yeah, it's kind of a vicious circle, let's say. So he smartly. Oh wait, it does give me. I think it does give me. Well, I don't know. We will find out. So let's use a Lily too. We find ourselves another energy, another double colorless, which is not bad at all. Your opponent's bench Pokemon. So okay, let's just attack. As I said, so it's not that bad now that we were able to get ahead in the prize race. So eventually, even if we exchange 1 KO, 1 KO, 1 KO, we are going to win in the end because we have started first. We started taking KOs first. That's the only reason why. So this happens pretty much in every time with this deck. So if you are playing with a but when does the difference? Is there is a difference that comes in from time to time, and that is of course the presence of GX and Tag Team GX Pokemon. Because with those, you are able to, when you're playing against a deck that is using a lot of GX or that is relying on GXs anyway, you can take advantages of the fact that it is true that they easily KO you, but when they KO a jump up, they take one prize. When you KO any of their GXs, or a tag team or not, you take 2 or 3 prizes. So in those cases, that kind of helps you. The fact that it's a 1-2-2 or 1-2-3 prize trades every time, it kind of lets you go ahead and be favorable in the favorable position. However, you need to take into account again the Ultra Necrozma GX that can just it's a just free win against the Nuzzle March. Of course, it targets Hanato because he had the energy, but it's fine. We have at least other 2 attack. We have plenty of attacks already, given that we just draw the energy too. That I'm not going to assign now, of course, because I know that he's going to target me. So just go ahead and take the other prize. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So against the regular GXs, I think that the Lost March can have a pretty valid. He's in a pretty good spot because he can take more prizes for the KOs compared to what they are able to do with KOing these Jumpluffs or Natu or Oranguru or Emolga or any other Pokemon that we are playing. So, but of course, you need to take into account the presence of the Necrozma, which is a pain in the butt for this deck. However, when it comes to one-to-one price raise, so against any other non-GX deck, then things get more complicated because it really ends up, basically, it really ends up to whoever takes the first prize. It ends up to whoever will take the first prize because the first one taking the first prize is also the again, as I said before, the first one getting to 6. So you really need to be fast and trying to get the most out of your early turns. And with the compared to as far as the non GX goes, as we seen in the Zoroark video, for example, the Lost March compared to those other those are the non-GX deck, it works a bit better. It's more difficult to find yourself stuck when playing this deck. There's 90% of the time there's something that you can do to help you move forward and getting the strategy in play and eventually starting dealing this bazillion amount of damages with the Natu or the Jumpluff. Well, mainly the Jumpluff and sometimes the Natu. So in the end, it's not a bad deck. It's a fun deck. It really suffers from the not only from the Ultra Necrozma that I've mentioned many times, but also from the Zapdos, because the Zapdos can deal 70 damage, which is 80 damage, which is exactly enough to take the KO over the Jumpluffs and the Natu, of course, as well. And so in a one-to-one price race or trade, is going to be faster. Is going to be faster in taking the KO because he can take them from turn 1 or from turn 2, while you need at least one turn to get to find yourself the skiplums, multiple skiplum, multiple op-ip, so it can take a bit of more turn than the amount of turn that it takes the Zapdos. So it suffers a lot against those decks, but the bad thing is that those decks are extremely popular right now, so they are played every time, which is the reason why this deck cannot find space in the competitive. Well, it's failing in finding a huge amount of play in the competitive scene, whether it's online or it's tournament. But still, it's still a valid deck. It's still a funny deck. There's no harm in playing with it sometime for fun, just for fun on the online game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and a comment, and so make sure to subscribe to the channel and to check out all the previous video that you might have missed. If you want to follow us on Twitch and Twitter, you can find the links in the description. Make sure to follow us there as well, so that you can always be up to date. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe to the channel if you still haven't. And if you still have not checked all the videos in the channel, make sure to go and check them out, because they're good. They're just good. So make sure to do that. If you want to follow us on Twitch and Twitter, you can find the links in the description. And that way you can always be up to date on whatever is going on all the platform, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, or Twitter. I hope you guys enjoyed once again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.